Happy Diwali, Ash. Can you
Happy
just
Diwali.
yeah, can you just tell us how it was actually to get a game for India in in blues after like 4 years, and considering the critical situation that the team finds itself in? Can you just talk about yesterday's outing itself?
Yeah, so I mean, the news that I got selected in the World Cup was a very very heartening news. I had the fun after hearing the news in terms of enjoying myself and gratification of what I wanted to achieve in life. So that was one side of it, and had some special dreams getting into the World Cup, wanting to do special things for the team. And after a point of time, more than trying to prove anybody else right or wrong, it's about trying to prove it to yourself, and also have something to achieve for the team. Unfortunately, after the first two losses, I did feel a bit low about it, and wasn't a special feeling. It's never a special feeling when you lose games, and maybe the chance of qualification took a bit of a dent. But after yesterday's win, we still do have our fingers crossed, and hope things go right. So yeah. Barring that, it was quite a special night. Every single delivery that I wanted to execute fell in place, and yeah, it was a special night for me.
Yeah. Hi, Ashwin. Kushan here. My question is, like, for someone who has been a proven performer like you, how difficult it is to keep motivated for 4 months? Like, you must have had plans, how you plan to bowl, you do your homework and everything, and then for 4 months you have to sit out because of teams combinations and everything. So how does a champion player like you cope up with such a prolonged absence, which is not your fault?
Look, fortunately, I believe life is a circle. For some people, it's a small one, and for some people, it's a large one. So, which is definitely not in our hands. For me, the understanding patterns in my life and career has been something that I've done very well over the last couple of years. Whenever I've had a very good stretched pattern of stretched form, a good form, or whenever it has been the other way, I've also had some deep trenches to go through, some very long periods of lull that I've had to go through, which I don't want to read too much into it as to why those lulls have happened, but definitely that's a pattern I've embraced in my life. So staying humble through good periods and success is a statement that a lot of people make, and a lot of people in my fraternity make. But I've firmly embraced it, and I've lived it, and I believe success, like Shane Warne once said, you only get successful 33% of the times in your career, and Sachin has also echoed that at some stage of his career. So who am I? I'm no different. So I embrace it. The easiest way to cope up with it and go through a professional circle like that is to keep preparing, keep working really hard, expecting an opportunity to just turn up at your doorstep one day. And when it happens, you've got all the options to break open doors and break open latches and locks, and that's what life is all about. So live for those days, keep preparing, like that day will come. It's very easy to lose motivation and lose hope, and for close those doors and just hide behind it and keep complaining. But that's something that I will definitely not do, because for me, it's not about what the game has given me. It's about what I have given to the game and how much I enjoy playing the game. You put three stumps anywhere and ask me to play a game at this stage of my life, I would do it with utmost happiness.
By Durjabos and Shamik Chakravarti.
Hi Ashwin, just wanted to know, sometimes there are questions raised whether a spinner is being too economical or whether it's trying to, restrict the runs more and not attacking as much. So, as a spinner, how do you keep that balance where you also ensure that the run rate doesn't go away and you're also picking the wickets?
I'm making an attempt. For a lot of people who are actually consuming this game and also giving expert opinions on the game, I sometimes feel I sometimes feel sorry for them, because I've been playing this format from the year 2007-8, and every 2 years the game leaves our realms and it teaches us something, because the game is so fast paced. People are trying to get that 1% advantage through various technologies that's presenting itself. So I feel the understanding of the game is still backward in so many ways. And for me, when you call upon a bowler and say he's got to pick wickets, we are talking about lengths. For fast bowlers, there are different plans. For spinners, there are different plans. And there are certain lengths that a bowler cannot afford to bowl like he bowls in a test match, especially for a spinner. Most often than not, wicket taking is seen as something that just happens. It's not like that. A lot of our experts and wise men that have played the game say that cricket is a game of partnerships. Somebody, for every wicket that a bowler is picking, there is an over that's been bowled before or after that's created that wicket. So we need to understand that, and every wicket that falls through a middle over is a result of few dot balls played by a batter or bowled by another bowler. So these are just, I think I expect too much from people watching the game, but this is exactly how I play the game. I cannot shirk my responsibility bowling dot balls or bowling economically. But in the process, if I get wickets, I'm getting wickets. And I also need to keep in mind the interests of the team and what the team expects from me at that particular ball. There are 24 events I get in a game, and these are cliched terms used by people inside the team and outside the team as well. But I take it very seriously. 24 events, and I need to win every event. And what is a victory? That victory is directly relational to what my team needs. It's not what I need. It's easy for me to throw the ball up looking for a wicket. But remember, every T20 game is won by a margin of 2 runs or won by a margin of 1 ball or 2 balls. So I need to keep that in mind every single ball that I go.
Hi, Ashwin. Happy Diwali. Ashwin, you spoke about life and going in circles. So we saw after the 2017 Champions Trophy final, India sort of mother hen bridge spin. And after more than 4 years, yesterday, 2 conventional finger spinners once again played in a white for India in a game in white ball cricket. So do you see that? Do you say that it was the completion of a circle?
I don't know. Circles are never completed. They keep going in loops. So I can't really say the circle has come around and all that. But the perception of finger spin needs to change, I feel. Ever since 2017, I was going through a very good phase of my test career, and I felt like I was bowling amazing stock balls at that point of time. I didn't require anything else to be doing at that stage. But like I said, the circle stops, right? It has stations at every single place, and that Champions Trophy final was one of those stations where I had to halt and think about my cricket. And ever since, I've evolved as a T20 bowler. I've bowled a lot more deliveries that are so subtle that people are still terming them as carom balls and off spin and arm balls. But those are very subtle. I'm trying to create different angles to create different seam positions. The ball I dismissed, Gulbuddin Naib, yesterday was anything but a carom ball. It wasn't. So I've worked on it. I've got so many more options than what I used to have at that particular point of time. And when I bowl to a right-hander, I think like a left-arm spinner or a leg spinner. When I bowl to a left-hander, I think like an off spinner. So thinking creates the intent, and the intent eventually translates into practice and then goes into a game. So there is a lot of work gone there. It is just that the consumption of what I do needs to change.
We'll take 2 more questions now. Sandeep Sarkar and then Sunandan Lile.
Yes, happy Diwali.
Hi, Sandeep.
Yeah.
Here's Sandeep.
Hi, Sandeep.
Yeah.
Hi, happy Diwali.
Yeah, hi, Sandeep. After securing 2 points against Afghanistan, what are the talks within the dressing room, about the chances of qualifying for the semi-final? And the second thing is, Rahul Dravid has been appointed the head coach of Indian cricket team. How are you seeing this? Thank you.
I think Rahul has got immense depth of knowledge, and he's got a good vision for anything that he does in life. He's got an amazing vision. Somebody who's done the hard yards, I would say. In times when people, for having played the game and at the highest level, believe that they can contribute to teams through being coaches, Rahul has gone through the journey and the grind of being at the NCAA, gone through the Indian A team. I think he knows what's in store, what's in future, who's playing right now. He's played with some of us inside this dressing room. He also knows all the young boys, and I don't think if there is anyone where you can pull every bit of knowledge that you can pull from, it's Rahul Bhai. And I'm really looking forward to this stint, trying to contribute alongside Rahul Bhai and being of use to the team's cause in any way as possible. And what is the first half of your question?
About discussions in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Qualification.
So I think there are hardly any discussions with regards to that, because the discussion that we need to have is about how we are going to go about the couple of games that we have left, and everybody is planning and wanting to go on a real high for the last two games. The rest of it is not in our control. It's fingers crossed. It's a funny game, and Afghanistan have played good cricket. A lot of our hopes rest with them as well. So all the very best to them. Really wish if we can provide any physio support to Mujib, we can get him onto the field and the park. And that is all I think we can hope for. They have played good cricket. Pakistan have played wonderful cricket. We've just fallen short of what we could achieve in the first two games. So we find ourselves where we find ourselves on the table, and that's T20 cricket. Very quick, can't really come back into a tournament like this when you've had games like that. So we want to finish the tournament really well.
सुनंदन ले लीजिए, कैसे हो यार? लास्ट एक साल जो रहा है अश्विन अलग रहा है, कभी आप धूप में हो, कभी फ्रीज में हो, तो ये क्रिकेट खेल रहे हो, बैटिंग कर रहे हो, बॉलिंग कर रहे हो, कभी नहीं खेल रहे हो, इसमें फैमिली का रोल क्या रहा है? क्योंकि यू आर इन डीप पेन इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया, तब आपने बैटिंग करी, अभी भी आप बॉलिंग कर रहे हो, कल आप विकेट टेकिंग ऑप्शंस दिखाई दे रहे थे, तो ये सब जो इसमें फैमिली का रोल के बारे में बोलोगे, क्योंकि ये पैंडेमिक में उनका भी रोल कुछ ना कुछ तो रहा होगा.
Zarur, I think with respect to family traveling during these bubbles, one of those very funny things I heard, like some of the people that live in Dubai, my friends and some acquaintances, they still don't get the life of a bubble. They actually think bubble means we are living in a hotel and we are playing the games. They want to meet, so we don't get to see other people at all. In fact, we live amongst ourselves. We live within rooms. Just try and create some environment where we are communicating with each other and trying to play a few team building games here and there. And that is all we've been doing for the last 8 months to 10 months. And truth be told, without my family, I would have struggled so much. I continue to owe a lot to them. Many a times when the team loses or we put pictures of family, going out and all that, people go after us saying, what are you doing? You're on holiday with your family and all that. But we are hardly on a holiday. The time that we come back to the room, if we have had a good or a bad day, family is the only place where we can lean upon. They've played more than a small role in what's happened in the last 8 months. Yes, we've had some great results. We've had not so great results, but those are what happens on the field. Behind the field, we are also human beings, and we also have a family, and we need to have that sort of space and cushion to be able to go out there and play the next day. So I'm extremely thankful to my wife and my kids for having done this. And yeah, I'm sure most of the other players who had their family will feel the same as well.